This episode of Scott Bromley's Internet Rabbit Hole is brought to you by Audible. On your mark. Get set. Go! This morning, I was chatting with fellow Rev3 Games host Anthony Carboni about how it sucks that kids these days don't have game shows on Nickelodeon, like Nick Arcade, Guts, Finders Keepers, Make the Grade, Think Fast, Get the Picture, and Figure It Out anymore, when he revealed to me that he was actually on Legends of the Hidden Temple when he was a kid. What? So of course I immediately ran away from the conversation because I'm socially awkward, and then I jumped over to YouTube to find his episode. Y'all remember Legends of the Hidden Temple? If not, you were probably born in the late 90s, or your parents hated you and didn't have cable. But anyway, the best way I can describe Legends of the Hidden Temple is like if Indiana Jones got drunk one night and banged Ice, Diamond, and Zap from the American Gladiators. But instead of them getting normal pregnant, they gave birth to game show parts and a giant talking stone head.
Oh yeah.
Actually, that's kind of gross. Anyway, Legends would have 6 teams of 2 kids, either on the Silver Snakes, Purple Parrots, Red Jaguars, Green Monkeys, Orange Iguanas, or the Blue Barracudas, who would first compete in some sort of moat challenge in an indoor swimming pool, and then the 4 who actually completed it first would move on to the Steps of Knowledge round, which, if it weren't for the sassy delivery of the talking head Olmec, would be the most boring 5 minutes of television ever. Anyway, after the Steps of Knowledge round was over, only 2 teams would remain, and they would compete in 3 temple games for Pendants of Life that would save them if they were caught by a temple guard in the final round. Fuck, do you guys remember the temple guards? They were made of just pure nightmares.
Oh, what's that, kid? You think you're going to assemble the shrine of the silver monkey in peace? Fuck no! You're coming with me into my temple filled with blood and snakes where you'll never see your parents again and have to eat spiders! Oh, I'm going to enjoy that trip to space camp!
But again, I'm getting off track. Back to Anthony on Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Well, I like to draw, and
How long have you been drawing?
since forever,
What's your favorite thing to draw?
landscapes.
So anyway, I skipped ahead to his team's temple run. Spoiler alert, his team made it to the final round. When all of a sudden, I see something familiar in the temple. Is that the 1-ton human hamster wheel from Double Dare? It is! So of course, I started watching old episodes of Double Dare for like 3 hours straight. Seriously, for 3 hours. And I learned something. A, the questions now are so dated, they're actually really hard to answer. And B, some of the physical challenges were just downright mean. Nobody on the planet can land a paper airplane in a mailbox in 20 seconds. Nobody. But I'm getting off track. Back to Double Dare. So Double Dare itself wasn't all that original of an idea. See, the show was kind of a mixture of older game shows like Beat the Clock and the first game show ever broadcast on television, Truth or Consequences. So of course I went over to IMDb to read about those shows, where I learned that Truth or Consequences was once hosted by Bob Barker. Well anyway, both Beat the Clock and Truth or Consequences were produced by a guy named Mark Goodson. And Mark Goodson produced pretty much every game show on the planet, like Family Feud, Match Game, Concentration, What's My Line, which was later ripped off on Nickelodeon in the form of Figure It Out with Summer Sanders. Mark Goodson even produced a version of Double Dare with Alex Trebek that had no slime or fun. Which got me thinking about Mark Summers again. And I went to YouTube, where I found his original audition tape for Double Dare, where he revealed that he used to be a writer for Truth or Consequences with Bob Barker, who then left that show to host not only the best game show of all time, but the best thing to watch when you were homesick from school, The Price is Right, which coincidentally was also
a Mark Goodson television production.
And that got me over to YouTube to watch old Price is Right episodes, and I saw that a lot of celebrities were on that show before they were famous. People like Linda Cardellini from Freaks and Geeks and Mad Men, Vanna White from Wheel of Fortune, and Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad. Bitch. Even internet celebrities like iJustine have been on the show, and Subsy internet people, like this asshole.
Scott Bromley, come on down.
Yes, I was once on The Price is Right, and no, I was not wearing a fat suit. I used to weigh 315 pounds. And now I work at Rev3 Games with Anthony Carboni, who was on Legends of the Hidden Temple. What does this all mean? I don't know. I guess if you want to work at Rev3 Games, it probably helps if you've been on a game show before. Yeah, that sounds about right. I just wanted to talk about Nickelodeon game shows on here. Well, that's all the time I have for you this week. I hope you had fun traveling through this internet rabbit hole with me. And if I left anything out or got anything wrong, let me know about it in the comments below. because you sure do love pointing those things out. And, as always, if you like this video, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, I'm Scott Bromley saying, don't delete your internet history, or I will come over to your house, and you'll be all like, why are you here? And I'll be like, I want to talk to you about BJ Novak. And you'll be like, that guy from The Office? And I'll say, exactly! He has a brand new book out called One More Thing, Stories and Other Stories, and you can listen to it instead of reading it on Audible. Audible has over 150,000 titles to choose from that you can download anywhere, anytime, to any device. From fiction to nonfiction, bestsellers, and every category books come in. Plus, with their no-risk guarantee, if you hate the book you choose, you can swap it out for another one. No questions asked! Go to audible.com/internetrabbithole to get a 30-day free trial and a free audiobook download of your choosing. So go do it. You might just learn something about BJ Novak. Chastity, you want to hear me do the Double Dare rules? All right, here we go. I'm going to ask you a question, and if you don't know the answer or think the other team doesn't have a clue, you can dare them to answer it for double the dollars. But be careful, because that team can always double dare you back for 4 times the amount, where you either have to answer the question or take the physical challenge. That's from memory. It's from memory. Can't do that with Funhouse, though. Funhouse, no one knows the rules to Funhouse. So, hey, I'm JD Roth. Here's some hot identical twin cheerleaders. Hey, Tiny, the fat announcer that is ironically named Tiny, tell them what they'll win. Well, they won a skateboard by Nash. Hated that show.